Hi everyone, it's Donna from FSpaceman Paper Crafts, and I'm back with a tutorial for you today. I've been building up my card stash. I've run completely out, so I've been mass producing cards today. I like to send cards out with Happy Mail, and if people have won prizes from me and things like that. So I'm going to be using products today from In Love Arts. And if you noticed on my last video, it was the products that they sent me to collaborate with them. All the links for the products that I'll be using and all the links for the products that I actually received will be in the description bar below, along with a discount code exclusively for you guys. It's for 15% off. So if you pop over there and check out their amazing prices, you will then get an additional 15% off with my code. It just sort of helps them know who's, you know, sort of purchasing from my YouTube channel and things like that. So yeah, so I'll show you what I've been doing. So I've been using, let me show you first the stamp set. This is the stamp set I've been using. It's beautiful. It's just single flower images. I really like them. I think they're really pretty. And then I'm also been using this thanks die, and it comes with a couple of little extra dies as well, but you will have seen that in my last video. Just to let you know guys, this die is really intricate. I'll show you on one of the samples that I did. On one of the samples, it's this swirl line here at the bottom is cut because it tore when I was trying to take out the die, and then I thought, well, they're so difficult to get adhesive on, I thought I would do it on some sticker paper. So I coloured in a section of sticker paper and ran that through the die machine. It came out great, but when sticking it down, it's sort of all sort of misshaped, but you'll see that anyway. But I just want to let you know that this is a very intricate die. I had to put a shim as well through my die cutting machine just to give it a little bit more weight to cut, but it is a lovely die, scripty, but you just need a bit of patience with it, that's all. And that's something I don't have. So yeah, so this is the one I was telling you about, where I put it through the sticker paper. You see how it went all sort of funny there. So this one I won't be sending out. This one I'll just, if there's too many mistakes, I know everything's handmade and there are mistakes, but if it's an obvious mistake like this, I don't like to send it out, even though that these were my favourite colours to do. Yeah, I won't be sending this one out, but I did some more. I did that one, and then I just put a small piece of patterned paper top and bottom. It's a good way to use up any scraps that you've got. And then this is another version of this one, which turned out a lot better, I think. The thanks is a lot better on there. These are coloured in using Zig Clean Colour Real Brush markers. I'm going to be using those to colour in my next one. And then I made this one, which is really nice, with sort of autumnal colours. Some deep yellows and orange, and so yeah, so they're the ones that I've made already. So I'm going to do another one with you on camera. So I've got all my bits ready. This is a watercolour piece that I've got, so it will enable me to blend really well with my water brush. And then there's my card base. What I'm going to do actually is what I've done on all of them is let me try and catch the light, there you go. I've heat embossed them. And heat embossing is a really good tip to use if you're using watercolours or pens like this where you are adding water, it just gives you that tiny little raised edge, and it just makes things a lot more forgiving and a lot easier as well. And this is the one that I had to cut the scripty bit off at the bottom because it tore in the when I was taking it out the die. So that's what I was talking about there. So I've got this piece, as I say, of watercolour paper, and I'm going to do some embossing. So I'm just going to get my powder tool, and this just removes any oil or any residue that's come out from your fingers, and it sort of helps with the embossing. So I've picked 3 images from that stamp set, and I'm just going to be using some VersaFine Onyx Black ink. And VersaFine Onyx Black is a pigment ink, so it stays, if you didn't want to emboss it, you can use this as is with water. You just got to let it dry or just blast it with the heat tool. But I'm going to put clear embossing powder on the top of this. I just want to make sure I get it inked up really well. These stamps do stamp really nicely, actually. Let me just line my... Now I'm doing this without being able to get my head over, so I'm hoping that I'm about central. I hope so anyway. So we'll just go with that. And give that a nice press down. Lovely. So what I'm going to do now is just get my clear embossing powder, and I keep my embossing powders in these little airtight containers with these little scoops, which is really handy because, you know, it's sort of eliminates the need for some paper underneath, and everything just goes straight back into the tub and there's hardly any mess whatsoever. So I think I've got all that covered, and that's the beauty is also as well of embossing with the black ink, you can see where your embossing powder is. Okay, so I'm just going to heat emboss this, and then I'll be right back. Okay, there we go, our flowers are now heat embossed, and I'm going to start doing some colouring. Now, I'm not a colour expert by any stretch of the imagination. I just like to colour. So I'm going to use this yellow first, and I'm not really one for you know, where the shadows are, where the light is. I just do what I think I like. So I tend to create a concentrated amount of the colour, where I think I want it darkest. And a lot of stamps, these ones included really, you see all the little dots and dashes, if you put additional pigment or colour on there, that also helps with the whole light dark illusion thing. I say thing, it's I shouldn't be so flippant really. Okay, so I've got my water brush, and occasionally this water brush does tend to have a life of its own. It starts off flowing nicely, and then it starts throwing big bits of water out. So okay, so all I'm doing is just pulling the colour out from the concentrated area and bringing it up to the top. And this is just how I do it. As I say, I'm not an expert. I really enjoy colouring with these. I mean, I enjoy colouring anyway. I have some Copic markers, and I've got the collection of Spectrum Noirs. These zigs are so forgiving. and you only really need one colour to get the desired blend that you want, to be fair. So when that dries, I'll add a little bit more of that yellow colour to it. I just want to pop a bit of we get a green just to do the bottom here. I'm just going to blend that just gently at the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to add a bit more to that once it's dry. I have to turn this upside down because I'm left-handed. So if I was to do the next one, I would end up making a mess. I think I'll do this one in... No, I'll do this one in red, I think. And again, I'm just going to concentrate the colour at the bottom. I'm looking over the side of the camera here doing this, so I hope it looks okay, guys. I won't know until I pick it up after it's done. And again, using the dots and dashes that the stamp leaves for you will help. So I'm going to get my water brush again and just pull that colour out. Some of these colours and zigs are much more pigmented than the others. This red is a very sort of pigmented colour, so you don't need a lot to get the colour moving, if you know what I mean. And again, when that dries, I will go in with a deeper red again at the bottom of the flower. So I'm just going to do the green. And I've just got a bit of kitchen towel to the side of me here, just so I can wipe off my brush when I change colours. Okay, so that yellow one is dry. So what I'm going to do is colour the middle one and then add any other definition that I want to put on or whatever. So I'm just going to use this orange now as the final one. And again, get right at the bottom with that colour. And then put some more on the darker areas. And then again, just pull the colour with the water brush. I always find colouring really therapeutic. I really like it. It's funny, I don't have patience for most things, really. But I can sit and, yeah, I can colour for quite a while actually, to be fair. Okay, I'm just going to add the green to the bottom. I've probably got these colours all wrong for these flowers, but you know what? I don't know anything about flowers, but I just like the colours. Okay, so that's basically it. I'm just going to touch up the yellow a bit, make that a bit darker again down the bottom. And up where the petals look like they meet up here. And again, just lightly this time, just pull out that colour just to blend it in. And I think the red actually isn't too bad the way it is. I may add a little bit more orange down the bottom of this one. And then just pull that colour up again, just to soften that blend. Okay, and there we go. 3 of our images coloured in. So I'm going to put all my colouring stuff away and then I'll be right back. Okay guys, I am back and I've cut probably maybe half-inch, no they're not even half-inch, are they? Probably about quarter-inch strips, so that I just want to stick halfway down on the back. Oh, sorry, I've just knocked the camera. On the back of the image or watercolour piece. So I want to try and make sure it's straight. As I say, this is a really good way of using up your scraps. And you've just got to make sure it looks straight. I think that's okay. And then do the same on the other side. Just put my pin in my glue for a minute. The weather is making my glue really misbehave. I don't know if any of you guys find that as well. Okay, I'm doing this about halfway down the strip, and I just want to make sure that it's straight. Which I think that is. So I'm just going to trim the ends off. And then with the thanks die, what I did this time was I used black cardstock and I cut 3 out and put one on top of the other, so it was a little bit sort of thicker. So let's try my glue again, if it's going to behave. Okay, so I've got the fine tip applicator on my glue, so I just put dots around so it doesn't ooze out everywhere. I did try using micro dots, and I don't know if you've used them before, but it's just like a sheet of sticky dots, and you lay your image or piece that you want to add sticky to and put it down, but it was just too sticky and I had no control, so I thought doing it this way might be better. And this glue dries clear anyway, so if there are any sort of glue splotches or anything like that, they will dry clear. Put the lid back on my glue. Okay, and all we need to do now is to attach it to our card base. So let's just check it's going to look alright. Yep, so what I've got is, I've just got some foam squares. Here, I'm just going to add these on. Okay, so let's get this on our card base. Oh, again, I can't really see what I'm doing, so I'm just going to have to wing it and hope for the best. Oh, there we go, that's not too bad. So thanks so much guys for watching. Don't forget to check out all the links in the description bar below. Also the don't forget the 15% discount code as well, and make the most of your purchase if you do decide to purchase from In Love Arts. And as I say, all the links and everything you will need are at the bottom. So thank you so much guys for watching, and take care, and I will be back with another video very soon. Thanks guys, bye for now.